Hi everyone, this is Shukesh Banik once again and welcome you to the third episode of the tips and tricks tutorial review series on this all new LG G4. If you missed episode 1 or 2 then check the description below for the link. Now in this episode I'll show you some awesome tricks on the dialer, messaging app, camera and the browser, so be with me guys. To start with, when you are busy in an application, for example if you are browsing and happen to receive a call, the call details will show up in a pop-up window.
Call from Robin.
And more interestingly, the phone can read out the caller info. You can decline with a message or just decline. Swiping up basically ignores the call. Neither declined nor answered, just gets silenced, and this is a very nice feature you should check on this LG G4. You don't get this by default, so you have to basically enable. I'll come to that later. You can even record the conversation during call, which is a damn good idea. You get this by default on the dialer, so no need to look for third-party apps. There is a noise cancelling secondary microphone on your handset and you have to enable the noise suppression option from the dialer menu for the first time, as it's not activated by default. There is also an added voice clarity during call option, so you might want to check that out as well. During a call, if you need to take notes, then you can check this quick memo plus option that will bring you a notepad. And if you want to know more about this quick memo plus application, then check the episode 2 of this review series. Well, now the power key can be enabled to disconnect any call, and I do recommend this feature as you can actually disconnect any call when you are still holding the phone in your ear. No need to bring the phone in front of your eyes, look for the disconnecting button, press it, etc, etc. Just end the call whenever you want, right into the face of the caller. Again, when you receive a call, you can actually silent the ringtone just by flipping the phone and answer the call just by bringing the phone to your ear. No need to press a single button. Well, these are very cool features, and the question is how to enable all of these. Well, let me show you one by one. First of all, here on the dialer menu option you get the settings, and this is the option you should check for the incoming call pop-up feature I have shown you. Next, hit the settings menu and under the notification and sound you get this more option. Now switch on this message or voice call notifications. You can also make the phone read out message sender information including the message itself. I will give you a demo of this in a minute. Let me just show you another interesting thing in this context. There is an interruption control toggle here on the notification window, and you can switch to priority or no interruption, that is the blocking mode. Pressing and holding will give you the internal settings and you can set the priority from here. If you uncheck incoming calls and messages, then you will get notifications of alarm and calendar events only. You can even set an automatic downtime option, that is your sleeping time or your official time, and in the no interruption mode all the notifications will be disabled.
New messages received from Robin. Messages: Hi Sukesh, LG G4 tips and tricks episode 1 is live. Check this link http://youtube.be/capmfoz5c.
So this is how incoming message readout works. You can also read it later on the notification window. Just go to the messaging app, hit the menu, settings, notification settings, and enable message pop-up and preview to have a glimpse of the whole message in a pop-up window. Again, here on the messaging apps menu you get something called saved box, that is you can actually copy your important messages here and secure them. Just press and hold on a message and you get the option. Now if you often forget to wish your near and dear ones on their memorable days, you can schedule messages for years around and save yourself from embarrassment. If your eyesight is low, you can also pinch on the messages to make them larger. Well, the keyboard on this huge display might feel kind of large for smaller hands, but you can actually shrink this to your left or right just by a swipe. So just like the dialer, texting while holding the phone with one hand is not an issue. Again, if you are holding the phone in landscape mode, then the keyboard can be shrinked to the middle part, and if you wish you can also swipe with two fingers and divide this into two parts. Now typing with two fingers or two hands is more ergonomic, more user friendly. As you know, the path or swipe input method is the easiest and fastest way to write, but you have to actually enable this for the first time. I'll come to that later. There are a few hidden features of this keyboard that includes autocorrect and autocomplete. I skipped the letter A, but the keyboard got it right. So while writing, there is no need to follow each and every letter. Again, if you are not sure about the spelling of a word, then just write the way it sounds. The keyboard will autocorrect. So this is a very nice feature you should keep in mind while writing. This will speed up your writing. And let me also show you another very interesting trick. The keyboard here also provides next word suggestions just like other keyboards, but the interesting part is instead of tapping these words, you can just flick upwards and enter the suggested words into the text field. Flick right or left if you want to input the words on the right or left, and it's as simple as that. This feature is really very handy and cool. Now to move the cursor anywhere on the text, just press and hold the text bar and convert this keyboard into a touchpad. Again, to input a period, just double press the space bar and this works only once in a line. The most handy feature of this keyboard is, as you can see, the punctuation marks and the symbols are actually embedded into the alphabetical keys, and just press and hold to input them. No need to hit the symbols menu again. As you know, pressing and holding this key will get you your frequently used symbols, but you can actually add an additional key here with your choice of symbol and also edit the existing one. Just click on the first option on the keyboard settings and drag and drop this available key here into the keyboard and choose your symbol. Let me also show you another very handy feature of this keyboard. You can actually adjust the height of the keyboard in accordance with your hand size and just drag this upwards or downwards to make the keyboard taller or shorter. It's really good thinking by LG. I do recommend you to do this when you get your LG G4. I have already shown you the split keyboard in the landscape mode. This is where you can change the keyboard type in the landscape mode, and to get the one-handed keyboard by swiping, just enable this feature here. Another very interesting feature on this keyboard is there is a handwriting mode, and you can actually write with your finger, and the detection is also quite nice. Now the handwriting window can also support different languages. You have to actually download them. Let me show you. Just hit the keyboard settings, and at the bottom you will get this more option. Then again at the bottom you will get the languages option, and you need to download this. The pen type and the color can be set from here as well. I also do recommend you to enable the pop-up on keypress, so you can actually see which key has been pressed, and the autocorrect feature can be enabled from here as well. Now on the messaging settings menu, there are few important options you might consider checking. For example, the phone actually deletes your old messages by default once the number of messages crosses the 500 mark. So if you wish to keep your old messages, then don't forget to check this out. Sometimes you get URLs through messages, and for security reasons you can keep this off, or if you want to open URLs from reliable source, then you can enable. This is where you change the conversation theme, and you can actually put images directly from your camera or gallery as the wallpaper of your messaging window. Well, I've got a URL through text, and if I just click here, the phone automatically triggers the dual window mode. That is, I am keeping the messaging window and quickly checking what's this link about. So this is a very handy feature. You need to enable this from the settings menu. Let me show you. Hit the phone settings, go to general, dual window and enable this auto open. Well guys, this LG G4 is probably the best camera phone out there. The f1.8 aperture is the widest on a smartphone till now. There is laser autofocus and a color spectrum sensor at the back of the camera for perfect white balance. The rear camera is of 16 megapixel with 4K recording, and most interestingly the front camera is of 8 megapixel. You can just swipe on the screen to switch camera here, and to know more about the camera performance of this LG G4, check my camera review. You can also find some camera samples into my website gadgetsportal.in/camera-samples. Now surprisingly there are 3 shooting modes on this LG G4. In the simple mode, just get the camera viewfinder and tap anywhere on the screen to capture an image, and in the manual mode you get all the features of an SLR camera. That is, you can change the white balance and also manually focus just like a professional camera. The exposure can be adjusted and the ISO can be set from 50 all the way to 2700. The shutter speed can go as low as 30 seconds for shooting the stars in the sky, and you can also switch to 1/6000 for shooting fast moving objects. All of these are just unthinkable on a smartphone. You can even lock the auto exposure on this camera as well. On the white balance dial, the color temperature can be set. What's most fascinating on this camera is you can shoot raw images in the form of DNG file format, and as you know, raw images keep the full image information, so while editing in Photoshop you can play with the exposure, sharpness, color, etc. more efficiently. All of this sound really very exciting, especially if you are a photography enthusiastic. On the settings menu, there you get the cheese shutter, that is, you can capture images just by saying cheese, smile, etc. Smile, cheese. There are a handful of front camera features that are really very cool. For example, there is a beauty face meter, that is, the phone actually airbrushes your face and make them spotless and smooth. Your face also looks brighter and professionally edited. Now to take a selfie, you can just show your hand on the screen and make a fist. After 3 seconds the selfie will be taken and you look so beautiful on this camera. You might want to take 4 selfies at a stretch, so just make 2 fists and the phone will take 4 selfies with around 2 seconds gap. Moreover, to check the clicked images, just bring the phone near to your cheek, and once you are done checking the images, just move the phone away from your phone and the camera relaunches. This is the option you should check to enable this awesome feature. Now I am going to show you the most wonderful feature of this front-facing 8 megapixel camera. As you know, there is no camera flash at the front, but if you are in a dark place, I mean in complete darkness, you can enable the camera flash and take selfies. Let me show you how does this actually work. If I now enable the flash here, the front camera actually shrinks and you get a white border for taking selfies. The front camera is so powerful, you get decent quality images. I'm not telling it's good, but still usable, and this is a really very innovative thinking by LG. On the episode 1 of this review series, I have shown you if you just double press the volume down key, the camera will be launched right away and an image will be taken instantly. For taking candid images, it's a great feature. Hit the settings menu and under general you'll get shortcut key and just enable this feature here. Also, don't forget to check this out as well if you want an image to be taken instantly. On the gallery of your LG G4, you can lock your sensitive images with a password. You can put alphanumerical or pattern password, and it's certainly different from your lock screen password. Next, I have for you some quick tips for the browser as well. You can switch to quick slide directly from here, and on the menu option you will find some nice features. For example, you can switch to desktop mode and the Capture Plus actually take a screenshot of the whole website and you can save that as an image. You can also save the web page for offline reading as well. There is also a reader mode available for a much better reading experience. You get no ads, no other options, just the post. Well buddies, we are at the end of this tips and tricks series reviews on this LG G4. Overall, this is a fantastic device with great look and out of the box design. The curved display provides an immersive viewing experience, and there are lots of unbelievable hardware and software features on this LG G4 that make this one of the best in the market. If you are thinking getting one of these, then go get it. You will not regret, especially because of the camera, display and innovative software features. Lot more videos on this G4 are coming soon in my channel, so make sure you subscribe and keep in touch. You can also check the description below for the link of episode 1 and 2. The camera samples are uploaded into my webpage gadgetsportal.in/camera-samples and also into my Facebook page facebook.com/gadgetsportal. Well guys, that's all for today. Thanks a lot for watching and keep in touch.